Um, Hello guys. Today we're going to introduce our EasyBuilder Pro V6.07.02 about its new feature. All right, so let's start it. Right, so today we're going to introduce about this part. First, I'm going to talk about something new about EasyBuilder Pro, and I'm going to talk about data sampling support discontinuous address, and it also support using user-defined text for data type conversion, and also our action trigger has supported the value change mode, and there are some other features also supported in this version. All right. So first of all, that if you have already using started from a recent version of our EasyBuilder Pro, you will know that we support online update version now, right? But started from V6.07.02, the version updates now can update the patch files without downloading the entire software, right? But only the version before the latest one can update the patch, can have a faster update. For example, if the latest version now is V6.07.02.410 and the previous version is V6.07.02.320, if you update it from 320 to 410, the previous version to the latest version, you will only need to update the patch files. You don't need to download the entire software. But if you update it from older version, like maybe V6.07.02.245 to the latest version, you're going to need to update the entire EasyBuilder Pro. All right, and if you want to update V6.07.02 to V6.08.01, you will also need to update the entire EasyBuilder Pro. All right, so only the small version, the last number, if you are in previous version, you want to update it to the latest version, and you will only need to download the patch files. So it will give you a faster update instead of the entire software. All right, so this is the first change in V6.07.02. All right, and another one is that started from this version, we support adaptive DPI scaling here. You can adjust certain object size according to your PC screen's DPI, right? So if you open this EasyBuilder Pro project in different different PC screens, and because there's different DPI setting here, you can go to the system setting, and you will find the adaptive DPI scaling under the system tab here, right? And there are certain objects that will adjust automatically, such as the trend display, circular trend display, mail contact editor, option list media player, alarm display, event display. And these objects, they will be adjusted the size according to your PC screen's DPI. All right, so now we can have the automatically DPI scaling here. Right, and the next part is about data sampling. All right. These features has been asked by many of our users. Maybe some of you also wanted these features before. From now on, our data sampling can support discontinuous address now, right? For both absolute or tag POC, right? We can support that you can put different addresses in one data sampling. All right, so you don't need to continuously, you don't need to use a continuous address now, right? So this is, I think this will, this is a great improvement for our old users, right? Because now you can just sample the address you need, right? All right, but because that there are some physical limitations according to the POC. If the POC support multiple read-write at once, then you can use this feature. All right. What I mean is that if the POC it doesn't support, it cannot be read and write with multiple data at the same time. You cannot use discontinuous address in data sampling. All right, the limitation is coming from the POC. It is not from us. Right, so only the POC that support it, and we can let you use the discontinuous address. Right, and in this slide, I have listed the driver's ID that we can support discontinuous address. And where to check the driver's ID here. All right, so let me open our EasyBuilder Pro here. All right, for example, let me go to the driver's list. All right, so let me open this is our device setting here. Right, so here you can see the device type. Right, because I choose the CMOS S7-1200 and 1500 driver here. And under this, under here, you can see a device ID, right? And the device ID is 535. All right, so this is, you can see that 535 is supported here. So if you want to check whether whether your POC driver you want to use can support a discontinuous address, you can check the device ID and come back and see whether it is supported or not. Today's webinar, I will upload it to our YouTube channel. So if you want to check the list, you can go to our YouTube and go to see this video and find this page, and you can see the supported device list here. All right, so only these drivers can support discontinuous address. All right. So let's. I will demonstrate how to create a discontinuous address sampling with both absolute address and tag address. Right. So if you want, you can also try to follow me to try these features. All right. So let me choose a CMTX features here. Model here. Let me try a CMTX model here. Right. So first, I'm going to demonstrate how to use a absolute address. So I will choose a Mitsubishi PLC here. So I can choose the this driver here. All right, so this is a absolute address PLC, right? Which means that all their PLC address is using the number as the address. They're not using tag. So this kind of PLC, we call it absolute address PLC here. All right. So after I add the the driver now, I will go to data sampling. So go to data sampling here, and I'm going to create a new sampling here. All right, so here's the data sampling here. So I'm going to press setting. All right, and here you can choose the PLC driver. on the top of this column here. All right, then press new. All right, so after you press new here, you can choose the address. For example, I want to sample the D0 here, and I can set the data type. All right, and after I'm done, I can choose OK. All right, so I have created the first sampling address here. So if I want to, for example, the address now I use is D0. If I want to sample D1 as well, I can just choose this sampling here and press insert. All right, press insert, and you can see that there's an option here called next continuous address. So you make sure that this option is enabled if you want to sample a continuous address. And also, I'm going to change the data type, all right, and press OK. Okay, so in this sampling now, it will sample D0 and D1 for this both address here, or in this sampling. So this is a continuous address data sampling here. All right, so if I want to create another address that is discontinuous, right? So I just press new. All right, I just press new, and I'm going to disable the next continuous address here. All right, so after I disable this option here, I can choose another address. For example, now I want to sample R0. All right, so change the data type, right, and then press OK. Okay, so you can see now this data sampling. Now we will log the D0, D1, and R0 address. So this is the setting of our new data sampling here for the absolute address, right? So so it is actually should be quite easy to understand now here. So this is for the absolute data absolute POC here. And next, I'm going to demonstrate how to use a tagged POC here. All right. So in this case, I'm going to use the Siemens 1200 and 1500 POC. So let me go to the Siemens PLC, and I'm going to choose this driver, the symbolic addressing driver here, and press OK, and then I'm going to import the tags. So I'm going to import the tags. Okay. So I have import all the tags here. Just give it a moment. Yeah, my notebook is kind of slow today, so sorry for waiting. Okay, so I'll just press OK, and the tags are imported. All right, so then go back to data sampling. All right, and then I'm going to create another new data sampling here. All right, and press setting. All right, and choose the device to Siemens 1200 and 1500 here. And then I'm going to press new here. First, I'm going to create a continuous address sampling here. So if you have used a tag PLC in EasyBuilder Pro, I'm sure that you remember that before in our EasyBuilder Pro version, you need to use an array address, right? Everything you need to, because the address needs to be continuous. So if you want to put multiple tags in one data sampling, you need to use array, right? So first I'm going to choose the array array 0. All right, so I'm going to choose this tag here. After that, I press OK. And if I want to sample the next array or next tag in the same array, I just press Insert. All right, so I'll just press Insert, and you will see that the next continuous address is also enabled. All right, so I just press OK. So you'll see that now this array 0 and 1 will both in the sample in the data sampling here. All right. So what if I want to create another tag that is discontinuous? All right, I just press New. All right, and disable next continuous address here. I'm going to select the tag. For example, maybe it's another PUNT tag here. All right, so I just choose this tag and press OK. All right, then it is done. All right, so the first 1 and 2 in section 1, it is a continuous array address, array tag. All right, but in the third one is a tag that is independent from other tags. So this is how you create a discontinuous data sampling with tag POC. Right, so just press exit and press OK, and you're done. All right, but there's another thing you need to be careful when you're using the tag POC. All right, because as you see that in POC that this tag is independent, or it is not an array tag. All right, so you cannot create another continuous address. All right, this is very important. You cannot create next continuous address because it is an independent tag. All right, so don't do this because then the driver will not find the correct tag. Right. So if you do this, all right, if you do this do that to a independent tag here, and you press exit and you press OK, you will see a warning sign here, warning message here. You will see that this tag is short of space. All right, so it will ask you to select an array tag. All right, so if you want to create continuous sampling here, make sure that the tag is an array type. Right? Otherwise, you cannot use a continuous. All right, so I just click on this one. All right, make sure you don't click a section because when you click section, you will delete them all. So just click the one tag that you want to delete and press delete, right, and it will restore to the previous status. Okay, so this is how we use discontinuous address for both absolute and tag POC. All right, so I'll give you maybe 3 minutes, all right, so you can try these features if you have your EasyBuilder Pro now. All right, so let's move on to next section here. All right, the next part I'm going to talk about our user-defined tags. All right, starting from now, if you use user-defined tags, you can support a data type conversion, but only for display purpose. Right, you cannot permanently change the data. Right, only for display purpose. Right. So now if you are using a user-defined tags, you can convert for example, that you can convert 16-bit unsigned to 30-bit float, or maybe you can convert a 16-bit unsigned to bool. All right. But this is only for a display purpose. All right. It's not for, you cannot change the the value, the actual value permanently. All right. So let's open our EasyBuilder Pro. All right, and click Project and go to Address. Right. So in Address, we're going to create a new user-defined text. So press New. Right. So I'm going to demonstrate how to convert 16-bit unsigned to 30-bit float. So I'm going to name this tag to use 16 to F32. All right. So I'm going to choose an address. Right. So I'm going to use LW100. Right. And the data format here is 16-bit unsigned, the original data format. All right, so you can see, and now after you select the data format, you can enable the conversion option here. And the data type is, I'm going to convert it into 30-bit float. All right, and there are two modes for faster demonstration. I'm going to use elementary arithmetic. Right, we introduced this in our previous webinar before. So I'm going to just type the convert formula here. Right, so I'm going to convert it. So it's type 1.2. Yeah. One will keep it the right conversion to the original value. Right. So and here is there's a test result here. So you can see that whenever I put maybe like 1 in LW100, and the result you see is 1.2. Right? So it can be converted into a float. Right? So let me demonstrate it. So first, I'm going to create a numeric object with the address LW100. Right? So here, right, and next I'm going to create another numeric object, but now I'm going to use, oops, wait, I think there's something wrong with my keyboard. Wait, sorry, there's something wrong with my keyboard. So I'm going to just, let's see, a faster way. Right, so here on this numeric object, I'm going to choose the user-defined text I just created. Right, so I'm going to select U16 to F32. Right, so let's run the simulation. Okay, so here I'm going to, because it is a read conversion, so let's give it a moment. All right, so here you can see that when I enter the value in LW100, wait, oh, sorry, I forgot to change the format here. So let's give it a 4 point here. Right, so let's do it again. Right, so when I enter the value 1, you can see that changed to 1.2. So it can display the 32-bit float here, right? So it can convert from 16-bit unsigned to 32-bit float, right? And it can also transfer a 16-bit unsigned to a bool value, right? So let me create another user-defined text here. So it's use 16 to bool. Right, so I'm going to choose LW 120 here, 120, and select a 60-bit unsigned, right? And choose conversion and the data format here. I'm going to choose Boolean. Right, I'm going to choose Boolean here. And the mode, I will also use the same one. All right, so you will give it a formula here. Say right, and the right conversion will remain the same. Right, so we can test it. Right, so if we give it a 0 value, it will when you are using this user-defined tag, the result will be true. Right, so if I give it a 1, and the result will be false. Right, so I can convert between 16-bit unsigned and Boolean. So if I create, I press OK. Oh, sorry, I forgot the sign. $sign here. All right, $sign here, and let me put this numeric object with W120, right? And then I'm going to create a bit lamp here. A bit lamp here, and I'm going to select the user-defined text I just created. So it's use 16 to bool. Right, so I just select it. Right, and let's run the simulation. Right, so we can see that the value now is 0, so the bitlamp will show a true. Right, so if when I change the value to 1, it should be false. Wait, what's going on? Oh, yes, because the data format goes to 32-bit float, so I'm going to change it back to 16-bit unsigned here. I'm going to run the simulation again. All right, so every time you do this kind of conversion, you need to be sure that the data type is corrected, otherwise the result will be incorrect. Okay, so I'm going to change it. All right, change it to 1. And you will see that the bitlamp will become a false status. Right, so when I change back to the value to 0, and you will see the lamp will show a true result. Right, so you can use this if you want to display some status. Right, so you can just use this user-defined tag, right, to show the status you want to display on the HMI. Right, so this is about our user-defined tag features. Right, so there are 2 cases. You can try. Let's stop for maybe 5 minutes now. All right, so you can try these features. All right, so I will stop on this page, so you can check out how to do the setting. All right, so I'll give you 5 minutes. Give you guys 5 minutes so you can try these features. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the next part. All right. So the next part is about our action trigger. Now our action trigger can use value to trigger action. All right. So let me open our EasyBuilder Pro and go to Objects and Action Trigger. All right, so here let me create an action trigger here. I can see that now the mode, there's a value change option here. Right, so you can change the value. Right, so you can use the value change to trigger a series of actions. Right, so today I'm going to use a very simple example. All right, so I'm going to use LB0. When LB0 is on, I'm going to write value 99 into LW50. All right, so here I'm going to select the type to bit, and the address here is LW0, and the condition will be from off to on. All right, so when this condition satisfied, and then I'm going to write 99 into LW50. Right, so let me create a set word here. Right, and set the value to 99, and the address is LW50. Right, so this is how we use the value change to triggers the action. Right, so press OK. Now finish the setting. Right, so next I'm going to put a toggle switch with LW0. With LB0, sorry. With LB0, a toggle switch with LB0, and I'm going to put another numeric object with LW50. So I'm going to cancel this. It looks better. Right, so I'm going to put it here, and now I'm going to run the simulation. Right, so when I trigger this toggle, you can see that it will write a 99 into LW50. Right, so I can use the value trigger to execute a series of action by using the value change mode with action trigger. Right, so this is actually quite easy to understand, right? But it will be very convenient, right? Because you can just use a different value to trigger to let the HMI do the things you want. Right? For example, you want to change the bit or word address. You want to execute maybe a JavaScript. Maybe you want to do a data transfer, file transfer, or backup. Or you can do them all with the when there's an address, the value is changed. All right, so this is the action trigger with value change mode, right? So this is this is about the action trigger here. All right. Because this part should be quite simple, right? So let's move on to the next part. Right, here is the recipe database. Now we can copy the objects from one project to another one as as long as they are sharing the same recipe database format. All right. So if you, for example, okay, now, so let me create a recipe database here. Right. So create one new. Right. So create some new items here. All right. And so, and here's the so this is the recipe database I just created. All right, then I'm going to select maybe some objects so to show the recipe database object. All right, so let me select maybe some new item here. All right, some new item here. All right, so maybe some. Right, so let me choose another item. Different recipe address here. So now we can support, I mean, before we already support that you can import and export a database, but we do not support a directly object copy to a different object, right? But now you can just export this recipe database and you can import it into another EasyBuilder Pro project. And you can use a directly window copy. So you can just use a window copy to copy this the objects that is using recipe database address to the new object. Right, so these two numeric objects in previous EasyBuilder Pro, you cannot directly use a window copy to a new project. But now, started from V6.07.02, you can do a window copy to copy the recipe objects directly. Right, so this is what we have supported now. So should be quite easy to understand, right? So in the original project, you can just export the recipe database, all right? And then in the new project, you just need to import the recipe database, all right? In the new project, you just use a window copy to copy the original objects, that using this recipe database. Right, so make sure that in your new project you have already import the recipe database. Otherwise, you cannot copy them still. Right, so just make sure that in your new project you have already import the recipe database here. Right. So this is about our new features about the recipe database here. Right. The final part, I'm going to introduce some small features, some smaller features that's supported in this version. Right. So the event now support using the system registers to show different levels amount. Right. In the event log, you will see 4 different priority level, which is low, normal, high, and emergency. All right. Now we have a system register to show from LW 11763 to 11766, right? To show different levels of to show different amount of priority level, like how many events are happening now, right? So let me run a demo. Just show you how this works. Wait, should be, sorry. It should be this one. So I'm going to run the simulation now. Right, so here's the event display here, and I have 4 different trigger, a toggle switch to trigger a different levels of event. Right? You can see that one is low, and another one is normal, and high, and emergency. So once I have trigger list low, and it will show the value. It will show that there's one low levels event is happening now, and you can see that it will, in the different system registers, it will show the amount of the events that is happening now. So if you have more low levels event, maybe you have one more low levels event is happening, right? So the amount here will become 2. All right. So once the event is recovered, and it will this number will return to 0. So it will only appear the amount when the event is happening, and do not restore to the normal status. All right. So this is some small features about our event here. Right. So, and another features now is that we can support a CMT viewer on the PC that you can use a screenshot feature. All right. So screenshot feature is once you open the CMT viewer, you just right click, right, and choose select screenshot. Right, just select screenshot, and you can go to the folder of EasyBuilder Pro. Right, you will find a folder called screenshot, and you will see that the screen you just print, and you will be saved under these folders directly. Right, so this is the screenshot of CMT viewer features. Right, so this is basically the new features we want to introduce to you today. And if you have questions, you're welcome to ask right now. See if you guys have any questions. There's a question by Roy. Is there a way to trigger a specific window by user logging with an action trigger? At this moment, we don't have a direct features, because that in a CMTX series, our user logging is using the POW register, right? It is not using the local register. So the POW register is a specific memories that's saved on different CMT viewer device. For example, if you are using a phone and a PC to use the CMT viewer, to access to a CMTX HMI, the POW value will be different, right? So because that our user logging features is using a POW, so if you want to make these features, I would suggest you use a JavaScript object, or using the JavaScript object to make these features you need. Right. All right, so here's another question. Do we have any basic course? At this moment, we don't have any basic course, but we will upload some basic tutorials videos on our YouTube channel. I think maybe in January or maybe next month. All right. So you can, if you want to learn some basic course, you can. I will put some tutorial videos on our YouTube channel. So just make sure that you have follow our YouTube channel, and we will update some basic course video. Can we wait? Sorry, there's. All right. The version V6.08.01 we will introduce in our next webinar. But since that December, maybe many countries they will have Christmas, so maybe we will have we will introduce V6.08.01 in maybe in January. Yeah. Can we use view over internet without static IP address? Then you can use our Easy Access 2.0. You can ask our distributor in your area, and you will ask them to about our Easy Access 2.0 service. Recipe programming. If you need some recipe programming, there are already some one tutorial video on our YouTube channel to explain about the recipe programming, and there's also demo projects on our website, or our official website. But we will provide another tutorial in the future, all right? Tutorial videos in the future that we will upload it on our YouTube channel to explain how to make a recipe programming. Right, using tag names in general to learn loss. All right, so here's another question. Would you recommend use tag names in general for variables in the example? In the example that you use, I define a variable for example, LW100. If there's defined elsewhere, there's no way to show that there's a conflict, right? So I think it depends on your how you use it, because that you can you can see that there's an address table, right? And if for example, because I have used the maybe right, so sorry, let me choose LW here. For example, that if here I select LW100, and you will see that there are some objects they both use this address here. So you can check the conflict here. But of course, I think it is depending on your what you are used to. If you like to use tag, of course you can use tag. But if you are used to use the numbers directly, then of course you can still use numbers. But we will also have the tool for you to check the conflict. All right. So there's the address table here, or you can also press Control and F to check the address. Oops. Yeah, you can use Control F to check the address whether there's a conflict. Yeah, you can just use it and find it, and you can find if there are some which objects are using this address. Right. Okay, so All right, you want to view over internet without using the SVR202. Then of course you can. I think we have some introduction about the EasyAccess 2.0. But if you are not familiar, we have some how to use the easy access tutorials on our YouTube channel, or if you want a directly support, you can also ask your distributor because it is out of the our main subject today, right? So, but we have tutorials on our on YouTube, and you can also ask your the one who sell you these HMI. And the answer to your question is using the EasyAccess 2.0. Do we have new features that can be able to add notes, remarks to the objects? For example, write down, break down history, replacement history, etc. for tracing purpose. No, at this moment that if you want to, I'm not sure what kind of write down breaking history, but actually you can use a different combination of the features to do it. Right? For example, that when there's an event, right? When I create an event, there's a notification here. It means that when this event happens, it will change the value to another address. So maybe you can use this notification. You can check you can data log this. Maybe, for example, maybe it will be 100. All right, so you can use the data. Maybe you can check the results. Like when this will be 100 is triggered, so you can know that when this event is triggered and when it has stopped. To view over internet over SVR202, but I think the video you're looking for is EasyAccess 2.0's video, right? Because they all are CMTX or our CMT HMI or our IE series, and they can all use EasyAccess 2.0. For all the HMI models, it is the same to use the EasyAccess 2.0. And we also have a tutorial website, right? Just sorry, the website. Right. So just go to this website, support.ihmi.net here. And here's the introduction about our EasyAccess 2.0, and it also has the step-by-step to show you how you can use a EasyAccess 2.0. All right, so you can also check this website, and it will show you how you can use it to access to the internet. Can we use trigger on IE series? No, I'm afraid that the action trigger this feature is only supported on CMTX series. I will upload today's video on the YouTube channel, maybe in one or maybe by Thursday or Friday, tomorrow or a day after. Right. I will upload today's tutorial video on our YouTube channel. So just stay focused to our YouTube channel. All right, guys. So if there's no other questions, so our webinar today is going to be finished. Next time, I'm going to introduce our latest V6.08.01 EasyBuilder Pro features. So if you are interested, please follow our. We will send the email to know you to let you know the next webinar's time. So thank you guys for coming today. Really appreciate. All right, so see you next time.